Now I would like to give the floor to our esteemed guest, Ms. Lina Galvez Munoz, who is a member of the European Parliament. She is the chair of the Committee on Women's Rights and Gender Equality and vice chair of the panel for the future of science and technology. Her work bridges science and scientific innovation. Let's welcome her.
Thank you very much for having me here. I feel very much at home. Being an academic myself, I specialized on gender inequalities as a researcher, and been involved in political science all my life, and especially also in gender equality. So I think I feel myself, I really very much where I have to be. And so it is a real pleasure to address you today to highlight the importance of science in the essential role of women in research and how to advance the situation of women in academia. I'm sure the Commissioner share with me very much this goal. And we have been working very much in this past year with her antecessor that was also very much on it, and I'm sure we can move on. I would like to congratulate the three universities that honor here today for the contributions to gender equality, but I would like also to take this opportunity. I was told for a former professor of mine that each time you have the possibility to address to a public, you use it for saying something important. I have a great concern to what is going on. You already mentioned about the NASA, but it's not only the NASA. I just came back from Strasbourg, from our plenary session from the European Parliament yesterday night, and it was an attempt to cancel the European funding to gender equality projects. Already, a group of members of the European Parliament wanted to add to a report we have been dealing with in the last month, which is an evaluation on Horizon Europe, to eliminate the word feminist or gender from the calls. And also, they were, by the way, also asking for eliminating the word Islam as well. Fortunately, democratic forces, we voted no, so there was a majority, and this amendment did not went on. Why is this? Obviously, this is because they are following the steps already by Milei in Argentina that I don't know if you are aware of. He cut absolutely all the funding to all this type of research. And it is also doing so Trump in the US. So they are just wanted to eliminate all this research. And we must really understand that in order to transform a reality we want to challenge, we want to transform, that is to reach a more equal society, a more equal world, we need knowledge for that. We need data. So cutting off knowledge is the beginning of an autocratic and illiberal project, which violates democratic principles and institutions. And it is not coincidence that feminist knowledge and women's rights are attacked first and foremost. They have become central elements of the ultra-right narrative and their strategy to promote their authoritarian, nationalistic, xenophobic project. Equality research is like the canary in the mine. When we see the canary dead, let's say, we know that something else will happen. So we have to be very aware of what is happening. History has taught us that the erosion of women's rights and the denial of diversity are warning signs of a retreat from democratic freedoms. We cannot allow this to happen. Democratic actors must remain united in the face of these attacks and strengthen democratic institutions. These attacks on gender equality are not isolated. They are part of a broader strategy of anti-gender movements that seeks to undermine the fundamental principles of democracy and human rights, and to leave knowledge as a male and androcentric domain. Well, knowledge, policies, economic, everything. That is why we need to keep the advances achieved and reinforce the framework that has facilitated them. So far, we have made significant progress with Horizon Europe, also concerning the equal participation of women and men, the incorporation of gender equality plan as I never say that word right. Eligibility criterion is really tough for me. I don't know why. However, that has been a turning point, catalyzing structural change in our institutions. But this cannot be a temporary effort. We must ensure that in the future 10th framework program, and now since we have here the Commissioner, these criteria are made permanent and reinforced with robust monitoring and evaluation mechanism. This implies not only consolidating current policies, but also deepening implementation strategies so that they have a real impact in all our areas of science and innovation, and not subject of this simplification mood we are going through now. This is not a time to dilute commitments to ensure gender and sex mainstreaming in research and innovation, and to reduce investment in gender research. I would like to call on you, the scientific community, I feel I'm part of too, to fight back against this narrative. We cannot allow gender equality in research and innovation to become a side issue. Moreover, policy foresight and gender-sensitive evaluations are essential to challenge the tendency to treat male experience, opportunities, and perspectives as if universal. The ones that are dealing with health issues know very well probably what I'm talking about. Science and research must stand firm in the face of these attempts at censorship and denialism, defending knowledge that is evidence-based and committed to social progress. Gender equality is not just a matter of social justice. It is, but not only. It is also a key strategy for scientific progress and competitiveness. I mean, why we are going to play only with half a team when we could play with a whole team? It's always what I have in mind. And this is, as Draghi-led report or a Tour report underlying research and innovation is fundamental pillar to our competitiveness that will allow to the welfare state to thrive. But without a true inclusion of the diversity of talent, without a firm commitment to gender equality at all levels of research, we risk falling behind. This is a crucial moment when we must decide what kind of society we want to build, one that makes the most of its human potential, or one that continues to reproduce inequalities that limit our capacity for innovation and development. Inclusive science is fundamental to excellent science. Mainstreaming gender in research and innovation not only improves the quality and relevance of results, but also boosts the creativity and sustainability of the scientific system. We must also continue to push for innovation that it is truly transformative, looking holistically not only at technological innovation, but also to social innovation. In addition, the inclusion of the gender perspective from an intersectional approach is essential to address the social and economic challenges we face, from the gender gap in health to the anti-gender discourse that threatens European democratic values. Research that excludes this perspective risks generating partial and inefficient solutions, leaving a significant part of the population behind. A key aspect to ensure the continuity and effectiveness of these measures is the allocation of adequate resources. It is not enough to include gender equality in speeches and strategic documents. We need a specific budget. Yeah, we insist, as in the European Parliament, we insist very much. We are the ones also really defending the budget for the framework program against the Council that normally tries to and also now we have to defend that it is a standing program and not including in a competitive one. So we need strong budget, a strong political will to translate these commitments into concrete actions. It is imperative that the next framework program includes a clear funding line for gender-sensitive research and that evaluation structures are strengthened to ensure that projects effectively incorporate these considerations. We therefore need a strong political commitment and adequate financial resources to ensure that gender equality remains a priority in this next framework program. Inclusive gender equality is not an option. It is a prerequisite for the advancement of science, innovation, and Europe's well-being. Without real gender mainstreaming in research, we will be limiting our capacities and wasting key opportunities for the development of innovative and effective solutions to the challenges we face as a society that, as you know, are very complex. So, gender equality, and I finish with that, is not an ancillary issue or a token concession. It is a prerequisite for scientific excellence. And so is international cooperation, as you are showing and you are teaching us. And more it is in this world that it is changing, and Europe is each time smaller in this world. So it's essential to also innovate and ameliorate this international cooperation. So let's build together a better future, a more equal future, a more inclusive future, a more democratic future, I will say, and a future in which we base our decisions as citizens, but also as politicians in science as much as possible. Thank you very much, and congratulations.